Hello, and welcome to Reclaiming Your Solid Ground, a brief course module from the Executive Function Toolkit. This reflective journaling activity provides an exploration of burnout and authenticity. Have you ever felt like you're climbing a never ending ladder, striving to meet expectations that don't quite align with the core of who you are? If so, you're not alone. Many of us have experienced the emotional toll of trying to fit into societal molds, a toll that often manifests as burnout. We hear the word burnout often, but its weight lands differently for each of us. For some, it's a slow erosion of energy, identity, and purpose, leaving us feeling stuck. For others, it's a more sudden collapse brought on by a loss or a gain, often driven by the relentless pressure to meet external expectations. Today, we'll explore this experience through the scaffold, a reflective piece that offers imagery and insight into the liminal space of burnout. It invites us to step back, reflect, and rediscover the solid ground of who we truly are. This module will proceed in 3 sections. First, we'll set the stage with 3 reflection prompts, then we'll read the scaffold. Finally, we'll proceed through a guided journaling exercise. Section 1, Setting the Scene. Before we dive into the words of the scaffold, I'd like you to take a moment to reflect on the following 3 questions. Question 1. How does burnout show up in your life? What form does it take? Question 2. What in your life feels authentically you and what doesn't? How can you tell the difference? Question 3. What does burnout hold you back from achieving or working toward? Pause here if needed. Section 2, Reading the Scaffold. From birth, we're told that every person is unique, that each of us has a singular biological signature, our own fingerprints, interests, and personalities. Yet almost immediately, societal demands cast these ideals aside for a scaffold we're then told to climb. We learn to perform to meet expectations, to blend in, to ascend, but we never feel truly integrated. The harder we try, the lonelier we become. Echo by echo, we lose sight of ourselves as our energy wanes, until eventually we burn out. In the stillness of existential midnight, we ask, was it ever really us at all? Scouring a perfect void, we uncover nothing but the vastness of our own self-inflicted anger, and justify it, of course, as rightful punishment for daring to want more in the first place. But you were right to want more than the precarious scaffold you're clinging to. You asked because it was time to question an implacable pursuit of dead metal. Give yourself permission to halt the relentless climb. Defy the cosmos and return to Earth by the light of your mind's waxing crescent. Your feet just need to touch the solid ground, and that solid ground is you. Section 3, Guided Journaling Exercise. The message of the scaffold is clear. It's time to step off the scaffold and reconnect with your solid ground, the core of who you are. To help you explore this idea further, we'll move into a reflective journaling exercise. This exercise is designed to help you identify the pressures that shape your scaffold, recognize the symptoms of burnout, and reconnect with what feels authentically you. And with that, let's begin the guided exercise, which proceeds across 6 steps. Step 1, define your scaffold. Reflect on the pressures, both internal and external, that have shaped your metaphorical scaffold. Take a moment to write or think about the following. What expectations do you feel compelled to meet? What are you climbing toward, and why? Does this pursuit align with your authentic self, or are you chasing someone else's idea of success? Step 2, map the symptoms of burnout. Burnout shows up differently for everyone. Consider how it manifests for you. How does burnout feel in your body? What thoughts or emotions arise when you think about your current path? What parts of your life feel most impacted by burnout? Work, relationships, or self-care? Step 3, reclaim authenticity. Now focus on what feels true to you. What activities or relationships give you energy and feel aligned with your values? What feels hollow or disconnected? How can you shift your time and energy toward what feels authentically you? Step 4, find your solid ground. Ask yourself, what would stopping the climb look like in your life? What small steps can you take to reconnect with your sense of self? How can you nourish your mind, body, and spirit during this transition? Step 5, create a personal affirmation. Burnout often leaves us feeling powerless, but reclaiming your ground begins with a shift in mindset. Personal affirmations play a key role in this process, helping to counter distorted, negative self narratives and guiding us toward more balanced, compassionate thinking. Examples include I am enough just as I am. My worth is not tied to my productivity. I honor my energy and will invest it only in what aligns with my values. And it's okay to pause. I deserve time to heal and rediscover myself. Take time to reflect and choose a personal affirmation that deeply resonates with you, one that feels authentic and empowering. Let it serve as your guide moving forward. Step 6, plan for renewal. To nurture your solid ground, commit to small, sustainable changes, one step at a time. First, identify one thing to let go of that no longer serves you. This could be anything from a subscription service you no longer use, a routinely purchased grocery item that always goes to waste, or an unworn item from your closet. Small acts of release can create space for what truly matters. Second, choose one daily habit to prioritize your well being. This might include listening to relaxing music while tackling household chores, clearing off your coffee table before you unwind for the evening, or putting on cozy socks before bed to help you settle in. Small, mindful habits can make a big difference. Third, define one boundary to protect your energy and authenticity. Perhaps you adjust your notification settings to reduce distractions from phone apps, wear headphones during work breaks or errands to create a sense of personal space, or decide that self care activities should be fully enjoyable, free from guilt, shame, or self judgment. And remember, if you're prone to negative self talk, the biggest violator of your boundaries might be you. Be kind to yourself as you take these steps, knowing that renewal begins with small, intentional acts of care and respect. Now, it's time for an optional visualization exercise. Close your eyes and visualize yourself stepping off the scaffold. Imagine your feet touching solid ground, your own space of safety, authenticity, and renewal. Picture what this place looks like, how it feels, and what you hear around you. When you're ready, write a short description of this solid ground as a reminder of where you're heading. Thank you for joining me in this brief course module from the Executive Function Toolkit. Although burnout can feel overwhelming, it provides a powerful invitation to pause, recenter, and reconnect with the solid ground of who you truly are. Remember, small steps lead to meaningful change. Whether you're letting go of what no longer serves you, cultivating habits that nourish your well being, or setting boundaries to protect your energy, every intentional act is a step toward renewal. Your worth is not tied to the climb, it's rooted in your authenticity, your values, and your unique path. Take these reflections with you as a guide and trust in your ability to create a life that feels true to you. Thanks for watching and for taking this time for yourself. I encourage you to revisit these prompts and reflections whenever you need grounding. You're not alone on this journey, and the solid ground is always within reach. For more resources and tools, visit the Executive Function Toolkit at executivefunctiontoolkit.com.